Hello and welcome to another James Bond review. This is James Bond review episode 18 for the films Tomorrow Never Dies from 1997. Pierce Brosnan born in 1933, would have been 44 years old at the time of recording. So fun fact, this Bond film is one of my favourite Bond theme, Bond song out of all the other Bond songs. I really do like this song for the film, just so I get out of the way. So James Bond is in a nuclear facility base. A bit of background, after the release of GoldenEye, they wanted the Bond film out very quickly, so just a mere 2 years after the 6-year hiatus, this film was released. I don't think the same can be said though for the next film, Bond 26 after No Time to Die. Anyway, much more sort of down to earth Bond film, this one, compared to GoldenEye. 1997 was of course the year Hong Kong was handed over to China from Britain. That's the basis of this film. The start of it hasn't really got much to do with that. It's just a good classic Bond opening with MI6 tries to blow up enemy radar base with a bunch of Chinese fighters, but unfortunately there are 2 nuclear weapons in the base, so James has to make a quick getaway before, of course, everything blows up. So it's a very, very good, I must say, very, very good first strong action sequence. The more I watch this film with this action sequence, the more I appreciate it, and I think it really is very, very good. It's a very good typical, James Bond flying an airplane, what you can expect really from someone like Pierce Brosnan. Very good acting, very good performance, and overall a very, very well thought out and planned scene. So the next scene, we're introduced to the main plot of the film. A bunch of British ships surrounded by some Chinese fighters because they're in their waters. Of course, the South China Sea to this day is always completely just up in the air about who actually owns it. So the main plot of the film, Elliot Carver, played by Jonathan Pierce, who I must say is quite a good actor. He's basically kind of like that nerdy computer quiet kid you might have in your school who's actually a very good secret villain. And yeah, he's a really good actor. Actually, I really like the film. Main premise of the film is Elliot Carver owns a massive multi-million-pound TV company, and the Britain and China do go to war and start World War III. China, of course, is dictatorship and only one news system. China have to pay him loads and loads of money to use his news station, make him a massive, powerful, powerhouse, billionaire news media. And it's quite interesting, really, isn't it? The base of technology. I'm not too fond of it always. The cyber Bond films, never a big fan, apart because I'm not brilliant at technology myself. But no, it does work, I think, for Tomorrow Never Dies. It definitely does work, and I really do want to appreciate it more, but I never quite can. And the film name Tomorrow Never Dies is, of course, taken from Elliot Carver's news station, which is called Tomorrow News, which Tomorrow Never Dies. It's like a double kind of acronym kind of thing. So rather than getting a office seating for the MI6 staff, we actually just get a car sitting, which I think actually is quite nice. Emma's still played by Judi Dench, who is honestly really, really good. I really do like having Judi. I think a woman M, after all the years, of course, having a man M, I think it really does set the scene, and it kind of converts Bond from, like she's saying, a bit of a sexist person to more of just a kind of villain, transferring into the old world to the new, and it happened throughout the world in the 90s as well, didn't it? So overall, very, very good performance. Q is also, of course, still played by Desmond, the loved character. He's still in it. And in this film, I actually do like the car. I know it's still a BMW, too German to be a Bond car, really. But I do like it because we actually get to see some of the gadgets. And, of course, remote control phone car. Of course, Tesla nowadays has that. So it goes to show that, Bond is kind of, predicting the future in a way. So, yeah, I do quite like it. And the car actually has a much better car chase scene. I honestly think this has a better car chase scene than GoldenEye and most other of the Pierce Brosnan Bond films. So James Bond now visits the main place where Elliot Carver lives, and I didn't include too much of the scene because of copyright, but it's quite a good scene. Generally talking, the classic Bond style. Nothing too amazing, but pretty good. While he's at the scene, there's something in the report is he meets Wei Lin, a sort of Chinese rogue agent, similar to what we saw in License to Kill, played by Michelle Yeoh. I think it's pronounced her surname Yeoh. She's a very good actor, and she definitely does very well in this film. Of course, James Bond is literally getting out, whilst getting quite literally sprayed with bullets, while Wei Lin is just casually walking out of the building. Honestly, I think she's a really good I know she's meant to be a Bond girl, but again, much more kind of her own character rather than just being carried by Bond. She's very much self-reliant. Unlike the girl we saw in Diamonds Are Forever, she's much more kind of self-reliant, good agent, which I think again makes the film so much better. Whilst out, a former woman James Bond was talking to has now been shot. It was Elliot Carver's wife, I believe. Again, he's very ruthless. And a German agent, a rogue agent as well, comes in and basically is trying to kill Bond. He works for Elliot Carver, because on the news broadcast we heard that James Bond was going to get killed whilst the other woman was on the bed with him. And it's very good chilling, and it's worked very well. But of course, whilst the bad people are trying to get into his car, of course, gadgets, and it gives you electric shocks, and you can't hit it with a hammer. Although we later see when they are shooting the car, it will come up in a minute in a later scene, that they kind of destroy the window. I don't know if when he gets in the car, the sort of the magic of the car, I don't know how it works, but yeah, I'll explain more of that in a minute. So James Bond managed to, of course, make a quick getaway with making the German agent electrocute himself with the remote control, and it's a very, very good, more classic Bond style, which I always personally prefer the 60s, 70s style of Bond compared to the new Bond. So, very, very good car chase, this one. Makes it so good. It's the only car chase where James Bond isn't actually driving the car, he's using the remote control. It's very, very good. Honestly, it might be controversial, this is better than the GoldenEye chase. The GoldenEye chase is, by any day, to my devices, far better car chase than GoldenEye. It works out very well. Like I said, there gets shot even though he's sure you couldn't destroy it anyway. So yeah, very good. The car goes around, goes out, and even though it got its tyres punctured, it managed to inflate them again. Despite getting shot at bullets, it keeps driving. Like you see there, it just inflates its tyres again, and it managed to have this kind of thing, the BMW badge, which can cut wire, and overall it's really fantastic. Go and watch the film if you haven't seen it, it really is great. So of course they believe he's still driving the car, they don't know it's self-driving. James Bond then crashes it into a car dealership, actually, ironically, and that's the end of the car chase scene. So yeah, it's very, very good. So whilst James Bond was exploring the old nuclear reactor, well, not nuclear reactor, where the nuclear missiles were, he and Wei Lin bump into each other yet again, and they are taken now to Elliot Carver's headquarters. Honestly, like I say, I feel like this film could have done better with Elliot Carver's character. Generally, he's a bit too kind of expected, if that makes sense. There's nothing too amazing about him. He's generally just a classic kind of techno person when he comes with kind of his cyber technology that can, it's honestly quite interesting at the same time. But of course, it isn't really a Bond film about a villain who wants to kill everyone. It's just a Bond villain who wants to start World War III and make people pay him money for his broadcasting. So it's quite an interesting concept. Of course, James managed to make another escape. I actually personally like this scene, a great escape. Not everyone likes it so much, and of course the next scene, again, the motorbike chase, it is very, very good. They, of course, James Bond and Wei Lin are handcuffed together, they can't move. So yeah, it's very good. They do a dual act on the motorbike. Overall, very, very good motorbike chase scene. Bit like the opening from Skyfall, but except two people rather than just the one. Yeah, it works out very, very nicely. I must say, I do miss James Bond on the motorbike. I think it's an element that the new Bond, or when the next Bond film comes out, Bond 26, should take into account. So now the final climax of the film. I must say, it's actually quite a good climax. I think it's slightly underrated. It has definitely not the best, but it has some pretty good potential in it. So they managed to break into Elliot Carver's kind of boats, a submarine thing, and they find out, of course, that the the British sailors were killed by Elliot Carver's bullets, not the Chinese bullets. Again, so they really piece together what he's actually doing. I must say that scene is quite funny when he's imitating what Wei Lin's doing. It's very meme-worthy, isn't it? But they found out that James Bond is indeed still alive, because of course he wasn't actually killed when they tried to shoot him and explode him. So he's indeed still alive, and with an exploding watch, which he has. I don't think it actually does explode in the scene just yet. And he goes to go on a massive rampage. I must say, again, very, very good choreography for this scene. All again done by Pierce Brosnan, no stunt doubles. I think it's really, really great. He, of course, has his new Wolfer gun rather than the normal Wolfer PPK. It's a new Wolfer gun, which I think is very good, that James Bond still uses today. And it works very well, of course. The silencer always makes it look very slick, nice gun. I mean, although at some point slightly anticlimactic, I mean, again, the whole film with the fight scenes are never, and the climax generally is very kind of standard, you know, nothing new, nothing bad. It's just kind of like good, typical Bond pace. However, things are not quite done. James Bond still needs to take out the main henchman beside Elliot Carver, but of course that is quite easily achieved. And it's a very different Bond ending, really. I mean, it's kind of just James Bond and Wayland kind of just standing around waiting to be rescued. It's interesting. I must say, the silence seems to drag on a bit, but that is indeed the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.